Any specific players, and I'll start this one off. And Megan, let me know if I'm going nuts here. But Genesis Bryant from Illinois intrigues me. The ability to shoot from the outside, over 40% from three last season. She's had to play without Makira Cook, which means she's been in that lead guard position, had a career high. Of course, the competition wasn't necessarily amazing in that first game that Illinois had, but her ability to put up big points when the team's leading scorer is out. And I was a shooter, so I'm biased towards her style of play, but she also has the ability to facilitate, get into the paint. What do you think about Genesis Bryant as a sleeper in the Big Ten?
It's funny. I mean, I'm wide awake on Genesis Bryant. I'm with you. I love her. I loved her last year. Thought she had she transferred from NC State a year ago into Illinois. And I mean, people who are just kind of new to the Big Ten on the women's side, you have to understand Illinois was so bad. Like they were the cookie.
7 wins 2 seasons ago.
It was so bad. Shauna Green's one of the best young coaches in our game. And it was a fantastic job to go out and get her to come in. She brought in some transfers from Dayton. She brought in a ton of transfers, and that team came together quickly. But Genesis Bryant being one of them from NC State, so she had come from a program that had won at a high level playing in the ACC. She does a great job scoring the ball in a variety of ways, whether that be shooting. But now without Makira Cook, it's almost a good challenge for her to have to be that girl to step up and take on a lot of the scoring duties. So that's a good one. I like it. I'm with you. I'm wide awake. I love me some Genesis Bryant. I think on Ohio State, Taylor Thierry is somebody who gets little to no recognition, but just does everything for the Buckeyes, especially in that press. She sits on that back line or she's up front. She reads passing lanes so well. She anticipates at a high level. I think she's got such a high IQ and doesn't get talked about enough. And then one more sleeper I'll give you. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk this much, but I'm going to. Cheyenne Sellers at Maryland is a well-known name. She's going to have a massive year. She's kind of been in the shadows of some of the other greats that have been before her, like Diamond Miller, who just went to the WNBA as a first-round draft pick. Cheyenne is 6'2", and she's taken on full point guard duties, and she's averaging 25 a game, and she's a high-level defender, and she can rebound at a high rate. So when you can rebound as a guard, you can play a lot faster. I love her. I think she's going to have a huge year, and that's someone I'm looking for.
Love it. Robbie, your time to shine. Who do we need to be talking about on the men's side?
I'm going to go with a trio of point guards who were freshmen last year and are now sophomores, and the three of these guys look like they're ready to make the jump to be big-time players in this league. First off, Doug McDaniel had 26 at Madison Square Garden last night and 7 assists. He's just a jet. I mean, the way he can go, the pace he plays with. St. John's tried to press him last night, and it was game over. So I think he's really worked on his game as a guy that's a breakout candidate. I'm going to go Braden Smith from Purdue. Last year, as a freshman, having to run that show, admirable job. Did a nice job of being a freshman point guard on a team that was one of the best in college basketball. But he just looks like he's playing with a different level of confidence, looking for his own offense. If teams want to play drop coverage to protect against Zach Edey, he's just getting to his spot in the mid-range and from three and pulling up. I love how aggressive he's been. He was kind of on a mini triple-double watch last night against Xavier. Then I'll go Bruce Thornton. I saw him Friday against Texas A&M. He had 24. End of the season last year, he was tremendous. And he was one of the guys that I think kept that Ohio State team together as they went through that tough stretch of losing 13 out of 15 games last year. But they made that run to in the Big Ten tournament to, I believe, the semifinal. And a tough loss against Texas A&M, but he was one of the bright spots, had 24. I think those three guards are three guys that, even though it's been so much about the bigs the last couple of years in the Big Ten, we're starting to see some of these young guards make their mark on the game in the league as well.
And I think it's a tandem. It's all a product of each other, right? You got a dominant big in the post, right? It opens up things on the outside. They always say play inside out, right? And so hopefully some of these guards are thriving because of that.